Yes, oh yes, we've been interviewed by Wodemaya.
Wodemaya was here.
And excellent feedback from that interview.
Yeah, the first one was in 2019, I think.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that was brilliant. We had so many contacts from that, and we also were interviewed by Ivy Prosper, and we've also had very good feedback from that also. Yes, and you are the third one.
I'm the third
So
one.
3 times lucky.
Watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. Today, I am going to talk to one of my aunties, and I say my auntie and uncle. There's Marcus Garvey Foundation chairperson and the secretary. I'm going to talk to them because they have Marcus Garvey Foundation, and the first person who interviewed them was Wodemaya. I had this opportunity to also interview a person that Wodemaya has interviewed. I mean, it's my great honor to go and interview or to go and talk to this Jamaican family who forms Marcus Garvey's Foundation here in Ghana, in Kokrobite. I mean, they have a foundation that they are going to form, they are trying to train the youth of Ghana, those who don't have anything to do. They're taking them into engineering and other stuff. Just come with me and listen to what they have to tell you. And also, if you have any help, you can also, I mean, we say all hands on deck. If you have any help, you can also bring that help to them. Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share.
Kwaminat TV, promoting African business is home and abroad. Kwaminat TV, the best and the only way to sell your brand to the world. Kwaminat TV, promoting African business.
Welcome to Kwaminat TV again. Today I'm here at Kokrobite. And Kokrobite, when we say Kokrobite, Kokrobite is one of the beautiful beaches in Ghana. I mean, where I'm sitting, and if I look on my right, guys in diaspora, come back home. There's place for everyone. And Mother Africa is calling you. I'm here with my auntie and uncle. I call them auntie and uncle because when you look at them, no one tells you that they are fancies.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, this is how we do it. I came to uncle and auntie's premises at Kokrobite, and we'll first start talking about Marcus Garvey. For me, I think Marcus Garvey, or I thought Marcus Garvey was from America, and not only Marcus Garvey is from Jamaica. And where we are now, there's a Marcus Garvey Foundation.
That's right.
And uncle, I think you are the head?
No, I am the secretary of the Marcus Garvey Foundation.
The secretary of
MMG Foundation. I'm the secretary.
Yeah.
So I think first they will introduce themselves, then uncle will give us rundown about Marcus Garvey organization. Yeah, so Mom, you first.
Okay. Yes, my name is Budasi Mariam, and I'm the chairperson for the Marcus Messiah Garvey Foundation. And I was born in Jamaica and was in the UK, and now I'm home. I'm in Ghana. We've been here now for how long?
18, 19 years.
Nearly 19 years. So we are home, and we are imploring all our diaspora friends, family, and foes to come home.
And uncle?
Yeah. Well, my name is Neville Buchanan, also known as Grandma Malakot. I was also born in Jamaica. I was born in Hanover, the beautiful parish of Hanover in Jamaica.
So there's a Hanover in Jamaica?
Yes, there's a Hanover in
I thought
Jamaica.
Hanover is only in Germany.
In Germany.
That's what the Germans think. No,
Oh.
but I think they brought it to Jamaica too.
Yeah.
Or they stole it from Jamaica.
Right, that's true. That's a thought.
Yeah.
Yes, I was born in Hanover, Then, as a small boy, my parents took me to the UK, where I spent a long time, like 30 years, almost exactly 30 years actually. And then after that, in 2003, I decided to come to Ghana permanently.
Permanently.
Yeah.
Uncle, you decide to move to Ghana
Yes.
permanently
Yes.
without any thought
Oh.
or without any.
We had a plan.
You had a plan.
We had a plan
And why
because
Ghana?
well, I think initially we visited Gambia. We visited Gambia. We went to they have a homecoming celebrations there once a year where you go and visit Kunta Kinte's village and all of that.
Yeah.
We went there, and then we wasn't too sure. But then we came to Ghana. My wife had already been to Ghana previous to that, way back in the early 90s.
All right.
And she actually bought this place.
Oh, at that time?
At that time, in the early
Wow.
90s. Yes. Yes.
93, actually. 1993.
Yes.
Yes.
So we decided to come to Ghana and start building. That was in 99. We went on like that for a few years. We hired contractors and so on and so forth. But as you know, if you're building and you're not here, many things can happen.
No one tells you that. No one tells you.
Well,
I
we
think
learned that at a very early stage.
Yeah. Then you did very well, because I think even I'm still struggling.
No, I think if we had stayed in the UK and still sending money down, we'd still be there sending money down, and the house would be finished. So I think it's in 2003 we decided that, look, if we were serious about this project, one of us had to come down and supervise it, because we were just sending money down and people were misusing it and wasting it.
Yes.
So eventually in 2003, they decided that I had a job in the UK. I decided to leave the job and come down and finish building, complete the building.
And now?
And we completed it in what, by 2005? The house was
2005.
finished. It took us 2 years.
Within 2 years?
Yes. And previously we've been sending money down for 4 years, and there was no progress.
Nothing, yeah.
So I came down and, So it's an advice for people, really, if they can afford to, or they're in a situation where they can come and supervise the work themselves, then it will be better for them, rather than sending money down to contractors. You waste a lot of resources that way.
And I think even if you are not ready to move to come and stay, use it as holiday. Come, stay within that time there you are on holiday.
Yeah.
Build your house.
Yes.
If you are here, things are different.
Yes. Do what you can within that period.
That's it. If it's 1 month, do what you can
within that period.
If it's 2 months, do what you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then leave it. And then when you get enough money, you come back and you do a little bit more. I think that's the
best.
That's a strategy.
It's
that's
a strategy. That's what most of my friends are doing now.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. Yeah.
And you have an organization called Marcus Garvey's Foundation.
Yes.
So the Marcus Garvey Foundation was established in around 2018. I think we established it. We established it because we felt that Marcus Garvey was perhaps one of the main reasons why we decided to come to Africa. Because all of us, growing up in Jamaica, we were taught about Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey is Jamaica's first national hero.
Yeah.
He's our first national hero. So, so we all grew up learning the philosophies and the opinions of Marcus Garvey. Okay, with some people, the teachings go through one ear and come out through the other.
That's it.
They don't take no notice. But with some of us, it's stuck. Because Marcus Garvey believes and he taught certain things that they're like eternal truths. It's like they will remain true forever, because they're like basic truths.
Yeah, it's like how, let me say some of them, he prophesied.
Yes.
He prophesied and it came true.
It came through. They've come through. in the sense that he's always encouraging people to be self-sufficient, to be self-reliant. You know, you see how relevant that is now, because here we are in Ghana, and Ghana, and all of us as Black people, we need to learn that idea of self-sufficiency and self-reliance, coming together and doing our own thing rather than expecting other people from outside to come and do for us. That is basic Garveyian principle, and that principle will be alive forever until we get ourselves together and do what the things that we're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Until we do what Marcus Garvey tells us to do.
Yeah.
Because Kwame Nkrumah said that forward ever, backwards never.
That's right.
Yes.
So if we don't see that we have to help ourselves, who is coming to it? Can anybody from outside, or Europeans or the Americans, or can they come and help us?
No.
Have they even helped us before?
Nope.
No.
They've destroyed us.
They've destroyed us.
They have destroyed us.
Then we're going to go back to, you're from Jamaica and moved to England.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about England before we come to you, man.
Oh, well, I mean, I was taken to England when I was 10, 11 years old. You know, that's a standard in the Caribbean, because I think after you're 11, you have to pay full fare.
That's it.
So by the time you're 11, your parents
We'll just take you out.
will take you there, you know.
I don't think it's all the Caribbean. I think here in
It's
Ghana
here as well.
Yeah.
So by the time you reach that age,
if you hit 12 years or
Yeah.
13 years, they won't even give you visa easily.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
okay. So, you know, way back in 73, I went to the UK. It was a huge culture shock for me.
Yeah.
The place is cold, it's dark, it's damp, everyone is, you know, huddled around a heater trying to keep warm, you know.
That's true.
So it was a huge culture shock. Educationally, it helped me to a certain level, because I was able to study and go to university and all that kind of stuff. Perhaps that type of education wouldn't have been available to me in the Caribbean, because, you know, to go to a university in the Caribbean, you have to be a very clever person. You know, I'm not, and I wouldn't claim to be the most clever person, but at least the opportunities presented themselves when you're in UK, and I took advantage of that, and I was able to, you know, graduate and got a, you know, decent work, job to do, earn some money.
So what did you study?
I studied mechanical engineering.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Yes, and then we went off into computing during the 90s, when the whole computer IT thing took off and all of that.
Started, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the money was in those
Yeah.
days. So
I think that's where the money is now.
Now.
It's still there. It's still there. So you know, we branched into that. You know, and after doing that for a number of years, as I say, we decided to come to Ghana to settle.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. I'm still the youngest football. We are still on Marcus Garvey's foundation, but before then, we'll catch you back. So we're still there, and you know what? This time I'm going to ask a bit from Auntie as well. Auntie,
Mhm.
so you also moved to UK,
Yes.
and
Yes.
when was that?
We moved to UK when I was 14 and a half. We joined 14 and a half, just about. And
Teenager.
I was a teenager.
And most of the
nearer leaving school, because it was on the last part of, I think I only had 2 years in school left. So that was quite dramatic. Yeah, because leaving from Jamaica in the middle of your education, yes, and then going to UK. It took them about a year to assess my educational level.
Wow.
Yes.
At that time.
That was
was in the 70s or in the 80s?
No, in the 60s.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
Wow. I'm not going to ask any questions. I was thinking in the 70s.
No.
Mom, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask your age, but if you say in the 60s, you look beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it took them a year to assess my educational level. By that time, it was near time for me to leave school.
Yes, Because if you have to stay home
Uh-huh.
for almost a year.
So then I didn't stay home. I was still at school, but it took them that long to assess what level I should be in, what grade I should be in, to basically to continue with my. So that year, it basically stopped my education that year because we didn't do anything new. Me and my friends who came from Jamaica during that period, we didn't do anything new. All that we were striving on was what we learned in Jamaica, because
But
they
you were
didn't
going to
teach.
school.
Oh, we were going to school, but there was
you were not doing
they
something new.
weren't teaching us anything new. They were basically just assessing us. So during that period of assessment, we just went to school, do our usual thing, and realized that even the classes that we were attending, they were too low for us because we had passed that level in Jamaica already, you know. But that being the case, it
So that was
doesn't
which
matter.
part of England is that?
This is in West Midlands.
For West Midlands?
Yes, in the West
So that's,
Midlands.
Birmingham areas?
Yeah, that's in that area. Yes. So then when it was time for me to go to leave school, the career officer came and said to me that oh, they've got a job down the road for me when I'm ready to leave. So I says, there's absolutely no way that my parents is going to pay £100 for me to come here to go to a factory to work. So I refuse.
So before you moved from Jamaica to England, you say you pay how much? £100?
Yeah.
£100?
£100.
And that time,
yeah,
£100 is very, very expensive.
They paid £100.
You've been 14. That means that you paid
I
adult.
was adult.
You paid the adult fare.
That's
Yeah, the
right.
adult fare.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why they take us before you reach. When you're
Yes,
11,
they took my
take you
brother
in.
before he reached 12.
Yeah.
So
So
they
he
paid
didn't
£45, something like that for him. But
How much will
it
be
took them 2 years to save that £45.
Was it that time that people were buying houses for maybe £200?
That's
and all
right.
those?
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I think I remember my parents bought their house for something like £1,500.
Yes.
They bought their house
Yeah.
for.
My parents paid £1,000 for their house in
So
Hackney.
look at that. In Hackney.
In Hackney. Yeah.
And you know, Hackney is now one
yes,
of the expensive
I think
places in
when
London.
he sold it for about 100,000.
And now it's one of the expensive places.
Yes.
Even the rough place that we think in London now, it's one of the expensive places.
It's been gentrified, put it that way. It's been
Gentrified, yes. Yes, so then I decided that I wasn't leaving school at that period because I hadn't finished the education level that I wanted, that I decided. So I stayed on school for another 2 years before I left. And
so you went to sixth form. So
yes,
that time you have to
that's
go to sixth form, year 12, year 13.
Exactly. Yeah, so I went to sixth form and I did all my secretarial qualifications there, and that's why I'm really very good at administration. Yes. Left there, and then what happened? I got married and had 2 children, 2 beautiful daughters.
Are they here in Ghana too?
No, they're not here.
They're in UK.
They're in UK. And then I went to university after I gave birth to my children. Went to university, and
so
I
you
did.
Stopped.
Yes.
And got married. That's interesting. And gave birth to 2 kids.
Yes.
2 beautiful kids.
2 beautiful daughters. Yes.
And then say no. I haven't stopped that. Education must go on.
Yes.
So you
Absolutely. I started again. Yes.
So then what happened?
And then I went to university and I studied social science. Then from there I came out and I started to do some training. Yes. And trained for a couple of years, and then I decided to go and do my teacher training. So I did my teacher training in Huddersfield in Leeds. And that for a year, my my postgraduate education. And then I came back from Huddersfield back to West Midlands, and then decided that if I didn't get a job in West Midlands by the time I'm in end of March, which is my birthday, I decided that I was going to London. So I went to London when I didn't get a job after applying for several. And I was there in London in April, May, and I met this wonderful man in June.
Wow.
On the 10th of June.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, there
You
you
still
go.
remember the date?
She
I still
remembers
remember
the
the
date.
date.
Wow.
Wow.
10th of June, 1997.
For 1997.
Yes.
Okay, that is beautiful. 1990. Where was I in 1997? I was in Germany at that time. Anyway, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was in Germany, but at that time, 1997, I was married to a German woman.
Okay.
Okay.
I got
Oh,
married to a German woman too before
uh-huh.
before you achieve anything, you have to go
Okay.
into it. But yeah, she was good. So we've been to Ghana, I think 92. We've been in Ghana 95.
Mm-hmm.
Was the first. I met her 92. We got married 93, and 95 we came to Ghana for the first time.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Lovely.
So
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Tell
that
me
is
a bit.
basically, and that's when we started, so I
journey.
said, I started our journey. And our journey has led us
to Ghana,
to Ghana.
to motherland.
Yes.
Motherland. To the motherland.
Was motherland calling you? Why do you decide to? I mean,
Well,
you came to Ghana earlier, Uncle said.
Yes.
You came to Ghana earlier.
Yes.
Why do you decide to come to Ghana?
well, I knew at a very, very early age in my 20s that I didn't want to stay in the UK for the rest of my life.
And why not going back to Jamaica?
That was the plan, to go back to Jamaica. And then I was going backward and forward to Jamaica looking for land, etc. Couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. And then I decided to try Africa. So I went to Gambia.
Okay.
And I went to
So-
Gambia for 5 times. And
You went to Gambia continuously
Yeah.
5 times.
thinking that may be the
That was
place,
the
but it
90s.
still did in the 90s. This is about 90, 92, 91, 92. Yes.
Auntie,
And then Gambia did not hold
yeah,
me.
hold it. Yeah.
Yes. Something was
You are not
something
finding
there.
something.
It didn't resonate somehow. And then I decided, okay, that's it. Gambia is not the place. So let me
the
try
next
let
gene.
me try Ghana.
That is the next gene.
That's right. So I called the travel agent and I said, find me a flight for Ghana. I didn't know anyone here.
Oh, you did not have any connection.
No
in Ghana.
connection at all in Ghana. So, and then the night before I was due to leave, a friend of mine, she was here on Saturday actually, a friend of mine was getting married to a Ghanaian. She's a Jamaican who's getting married to a Ghanaian.
Okay.
And then I went to see her to tell her that I can't come to a wedding because I'm going to Ghana.
Ghana.
So he said to me, he says, where are you staying? I says, I don't know. I'm just going to come off the plane, get outside, find a taxi to take me to the nearest hotel. And he
That was
said,
bold decision.
and he said, don't worry, let me phone my friend. And he phoned his friend and asked him to come and pick me at the airport and find me a hotel. And that is how, when I came off the plane for the first time in Ghana, I knew that this was the place.
I was about to ask you, when you came off from the plane and landed, and what did you see around you?
Well,
Only people like
what
you?
I saw, it wasn't even the environment, it was the feel. It was the emotion. It was the feeling. It was the touch. It's no one around me mattered at that time. When I came off the plane, the warmth and the welcome and the emotions that I feel when I come off the plane in Jamaica, it was the same feeling I felt when I came off the plane in Ghana.
Do you think your ancestors were calling
Oh,
you?
there's no doubt. They weren't calling me. They brought me home.
Brought you home. They didn't call you. They brought you home.
They
to come
brought
home.
me home.
Because you've been to Gambia.
Yes. I've been to Jamaica
Several
several times, twice a
couldn't
year,
even find the
and
land
couldn't
to-
find anywhere in Jamaica.
So what happened? The moment you landed, they take you to hotel. This is very interesting. How did you manage to? I mean, the first time you bought
Yeah.
the land from here.
That's right. I came for 4 weeks, and I said to my friend, well, my friend now, it was a gentleman that my friend's husband had introduced me to. I said, oh, after about 2 days, I says, I'm looking for land in Ghana. So can you find me some land? And he says, okay, no problem. But he didn't take me seriously. On my third week, coming to my 4th week, I says, oh, have you found me some land? He says, oh, I didn't think you were serious. I said, oh, why? I'm serious. So then he took me to a lady that works in Lands Commission.
Yeah.
He took me to a lady there, and she's still my friend. And she introduced me to someone who can introduce me to some land. And they says, oh, what are you looking for? Somewhere by the sea, because in Jamaica, that's where I'm from. I'm just by the sea. 2 minutes walk and you're at the sea.
Just like where you have here.
Exactly. So I'm looking for somewhere by the sea. Yes. So they said, oh, I've got the ideal place. So they took me to Teshinungwa.
Yeah.
And they showed me around some sites, and I said, no, this is not the place. And then they took me to Tema.
Tema, yeah.
And the sea was there and everything is there. I says, nah, this is not the place. And they took me to another place in Teshi. And showed me around. We walked around, look around. I says, no, this is not the place. So they're going, oh, madam, I don't know what else. So then they called me and says, oh, we know somewhere. You may like it. So they asked me to meet them in McCarthy Hill.
McCarthy Hill, yeah.
We met them in McCarthy Hill at the petrol station then. The petrol station is no longer there.
Oh, all right.
They have broken that now. And we met there, and they brought me into Kokrobite here. And they had to chop the bushes from all the way down to come up, and come up. This is from all the way from the town coming up, because there was no houses.
There was no, I was about to say, because
there
I
were
remember
no
those
houses.
Days, yeah.
So they chop all the bushes
around there, yeah.
Yes. And we came here, and I think it was almost on the same spot. I stood here and I said, this is the place. Wow. And they looked at me as if, that's amazing. How do you know this is the place when it's all bush? I says, I don't know, but this is the place.
That is very interesting. It's, keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. This is a beautiful story. And that's what we are in now is a diaspora talk. And diaspora talk is just to share our experiences. People like auntie and uncle sharing their experiences. Look at, she has been in so many places, but Ghana became her home or their home. And she had a feeling, it's like a descent straight away that this is my place.
Yeah.
And the first day she stepped here became her home, and she's still living here.
I'm still here.
From in the 90s.
Yeah,
in 1993.
Yes.
Guys, come home. There's place for everyone here.
Yeah.
Everyone. A man once told me, he said, Africa is calling you. Africa is calling you. There's so many abuse all the place. But when you come back home, you find freedom. So home is home. That is why we had this diaspora talk. We are sharing their experience. It will educate people. It will encourage someone. And at the same time, we will give advice to someone. If you are not ready, Auntie will tell you, just come for holidays.
Yeah. But if you're even not ready, please follow your instinct. Follow your ancestral instinct. Yes, because as I said, and I'll always say that, our ancestors wanted to come back home, and they were not able to come back home for all the atrocities that was placed on them, etc. They were not able to come back home, but they are sending us home to represent them. my ancestors have sent me to Ghana to represent them. Yes, I know that for sure.
This is very touching. I mean, it's very emotional.
Mhm.
You see, the ancestors are calling everyone back home. I mean, because they know that it's all Africans who can develop Africa. And they left everything for us here.
Mhm.
And we have everything. We just have to come and focus on what we are doing. I don't think Africa is poor. Africa is one of the richest continents in the world. We are here. We are the only one who don't see it. We see it in a far place, but it's just right here. Once a Nigerian guy told me, you see, you Ghana boys, money is on the ground here in Ghana, but you don't see it. But look at me. I came here a few days ago and see what I've started. In the next 3 years, you'll see me in different level, and it is true.
Mhm. You know, there's a phrase in Jamaica that says, "Wa feel can be unfeel.
Well, Phil
Wa feel
can be.
can't be unfeel."
So what does mean?
That simply means what is yours cannot be, no one can take away from
Okay.
you what belongs to you. What
So
is
what
yours
is for you is for you.
What is for you is for you. And Africa is for us. It is for us. It's for us to basically take ownership. We need to take ownership of our land, of our possession, of our resources. We need to take possession
Was it
of
that
that.
Marcus Garvey was trying to tell every black person in the world?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So tell us a bit
Go
about Marcus.
home.
Yeah.
Go home and basically develop, take ownership,
Take
and
ownership.
start
Yeah.
developing yourself. That is the important element of Marcus Garvey. Start developing yourself. Build confidence in yourself. Build confidence in yourself. Build confidence in your family. Build confidence in your community. Build confidence in your country. And build confidence in the continent. Take ownership
Yeah.
Take control.
and
Sure.
take control.
Can I say that Marcus Garvey was an incredible man. Even today, sometimes I sit down and I think about certain things, and I think, well, where did he come from with that thought? But then you go back into history, you realize that he's just continuing a line that has been there from, because our people, as soon as they were taken away from here, they were fighting to return.
That's true.
They fought because they wanted to return home. In Jamaica, where we're from, we had the famous Maroons who fought the British, fought the Spanish for over 100 years. Because when they put us on the plantation, we ran away into the hills and formed our own community up there in the hills, Achumpong Town, Maroon Town, those places. We formed our own communities in the hill, and we fought the British, we fought the Spanish for decades. And in the end, they had to sign a peace treaty with us.
Okay.
We have a town called Achumpong Town up in Trelawney.
Chimpong Town.
Achumpong Town. Right? Now, when that peace treaty that was signed, one of the clauses in the peace treaty was that the British agreed to return some of those who wanted to return to Africa to bring them back. It shows you that our people, they never lost sight of their home. They always wanted to return home. They always. So let's not get it twisted and say, oh, our people left and left. But they continued to remember their home and wanted to return. You read stories, some incredible stories of what people did to try and return home. They stow away on ships. Story of people hiding themselves in barrels, all kind of thing in their attempt to
come back
home. Marcus Garvey had the same spirit. He's coming from that same line. He was born in 1887. He became a printer. He had the opportunity to travel all around Southern to Central America specifically, because at the time they were building the Suez, the canal. They were building the canal, Panama Canal. And Garvey had the opportunity to travel around there. And he said himself, everywhere he went, the black man was at the lowest level of all the societies that he went.
And we were kings and queens.
And Garvey was saying, how have we descended to this level? Where is our government? Where are the people who represent us? Where are our men of big affairs, as he put it? Where are they? So him seeing that there was nobody there to represent us in the powers, in the hall of powers.
I think in the entire world at that time there was no one representing.
Exactly.
So he decided to build an organization that will represent us. That's when he created the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association. He created that in around 1914, 1915, that way. But the way Garvey started, very similar to what we're trying to do, is that what he wanted to do was to train young people to do vocational, give them skills so that they can make a living for themselves, basic. Because he understood that you must feed the people. You can't just feed the people with words.
Yeah.
You must put food in their stomach. You must give them a way or means of them surviving and looking after themselves. And his idea was to teach them skills that they can use, whether it be carpentry, masonry, whatever, plumbing, electrician. Let them learn something. He was a printer, so he understood the value of having a trade. So that's when there's this American guy called Booker T. Washington. He was running a similar scheme in Tuskegee in America. So Marcus Garvey decided that he was going to go to America to consult with this Booker T. Washington to see how he did his program. And because that's what he wanted to replicate in Jamaica. Unfortunately, when he got to America in 1915, Booker T had passed away, so he didn't actually get to meet him. But obviously, Garvey went to America and he saw, America for what it was, and all of that. But at the same time, within the black communities, the black people actually ran their own businesses. The black people were rich. Because of segregation, they were forced to set up their own business and to control their own businesses. So you hear people talk about Black Wall Street and all.
Black Wall Street, something that I was about to ask.
Yes. This is what, it's things like this that came out of that situation where blacks actually own things in America. So when Garvey went there and he saw this, he thought, wow, these are entrepreneurial, strong black people with
vision,
just entrepreneurial spirit and vision.
They're doing their own thing.
And this is what he wanted.
Control of themselves.
That is what he wanted to take and bring to Africa. These people with these strengths and these skills, and that is what propelled his Back to Africa movement. Because Garvey had 100% confidence in us. He believed, he had studied history. He knew about what we did in Egypt. He knew about what we did in Ethiopia. He knew about the great African kingdoms that we've built in the past. So he knows our ability. That's why he says that what man has done before, he can do it again. So he was never discouraged by the situation. He said, look, you people, you're geniuses. Don't, slavery or whatever interrupted your flow for a while, but it's up to you to regain it and pick up the momentum and get yourself
your life again.
And get yourselves going.
Yeah.
So that is what Garvey was trying to do with his UNIA organization, to encourage the black man to use his skills, use his initiative, use his brains, and come to Africa where there is land, because you believe you don't have power unless you have land. You must have land. So this is where the land is. So come, develop the land, and take your rightful place in the world, which is, we should be one of the most powerful nations in the world. That is what Marcus Garvey was about.
And that was about over 100 years ago. About 100.
Yes. More than
over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But the thing that is so poignant right now is that happened over 100 years ago, and it's still relevant today. It's still relevant today. Our people need to take stock of that. Yes.
What do you
That-
think? What do you think Africans are doing wrong, or Black people are doing wrong?
What are we doing right? That
What
is
are
the
we-
question we need to be asking ourselves. What are we doing right? You know, at this moment in time, we are just not trusting each other. We are not trusting each other. We are not supporting each other.
Supporting each other. It's
We
one.
are not looking at each other as one. We are all of the same people. We need to start trusting each other. We need to start building our empire together. Because if you're going to wait on another nation to come and start doing that for you, you'll be waiting for eternity, because that is never, ever going to happen. It's never, ever going to happen. So we need to start looking on ourselves. We need to start looking inwards, not outwards. We need to start doing that.
I think that there's no accident that a large proportion of the Pan-Africanism that we know today, a large proportion of it comes out of the Caribbean. The Pan-Africanism as we know it today, I'd argue that a large proportion of it comes from the Caribbean. Because of our situation that we found ourselves in the Caribbean. When we were on the plantations struggling to survive, there were Ewes, there were Fantis, there were Ashantis, there were Igbos,
Yes,
there were
God.
Yorubas. All the people were there.
So
There were
everyone was
everybody was there.
They were all there.
So basically, the West Africans.
They were there. So they had to find a way to communicate and to work together. So in the end, it didn't matter whether you were an Ewe or you was a Ga.
All
They
right.
mixed us all up.
Yoruba.
So we had to find, even though we
way.
speak different languages or whatever, we had to find a way of working together.
Common way.
That is how Pan-Africanism was
Started.
created. Because we in the Caribbean, when we look at Africa, we don't see Ghana. We don't see Nigeria.
At all.
We don't see Ethiopia. We don't see South Africa. What we see
It's Africa.
is Africa.
Africa.
That is it.
There's a friend of mine was saying to me, look, when you're on a shore and you're looking out at sea at a ship, all you can see is the ship. You don't know where the captain's cabin is. You don't know where the mess hall is. You don't know where the engine room is. All you can see
It's a ship.
is the ship. And I think that's the way we view Africa from outside. Now, that can be a strength, but that also can be a weakness, because we know the reality is that we do have different cultures within Africa. In Africa, you have different traditions, blah, 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 that you have to respect. You must respect that, you know, certain people do things a certain way, certain different cultures. You cannot ignore that and try to suppress that, because then people start getting defensive and say, well, you know, why are you trying to stifle my culture?
I'm those, yeah.
Yes. So we can't ignore that. But at the same time, we must find a way around that, in the way that, yes, I acknowledge you as a Yoruba man or as a Ewe man, but at the same time, what is our common ground? What can we work with?
What do we have?
That's right.
We have the same color.
Yeah.
You know.
So that as Neville said, that is what brought us together in the Caribbean. Because if we had stayed in tribes, we wouldn't be who we are today.
What do you see in this modern world in Ghana? Let me say, in West Africa, what do you see? Division, or even in Ghana? We are in Ghana, so let's say in Ghana. What do you see about the tribalism in Ghana?
The tribalism still exists, unfortunately, and that is what's separating us. The borders separate us. The borders that the European implemented in Africa separates
Berlin,
us.
18.
But at the end of the day, we are separating ourselves.
Do
You know,
think
we need to start looking out beyond the borders for our own good. We need to start, because basically the separation that has happened over the years, right? It's not by accident.
that's true.
It's by intention. It's by intention. So how are you going to let someone intentionally predict how your life should be? How are we going to do that? For me, no. We have to say no. This cannot continue. We cannot continue with this system. It has to stop. This is not what we are about as Africans. Yes, going back to what Neville says about the birth of Pan-Africanism after, they put us all together and we're sitting there, nobody speaking the same language. We had to devise our own language. This is where you get the patois. Even in patois, in our language in Jamaica, there's Yoruba, there's Igbo, there's Ewe, there's Akan, all mixed up, and Ga, all mixed up.
Some of the words we still use.
We still use them today. Dokuno, kata, what you call the shoes, your shoes that you wear, champata.
For the chalawati.
Chalawati.
Yeah,
we use that, all those. So there's so many words that we use, that is West African.
Yeah. But
yeah.
What Kwame Nkrumah tried to do, and what he basically laid the foundation of what we're about really. After Garvey, then come Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah. Kwame Nkrumah, if we read the book Africa Must Unite, Kwame Nkrumah laid the blueprint is there.
Yes.
We must have a United States of Africa. Because if we have a Ghana, Nigeria.
If we divide ourselves,
we become weak.
Yeah, we become weak. Very weak.
There's no way that a country like Ghana should go and be negotiating with China. Ghana is a small boy compared to China. Look how big China is. Look how big economy of China is. That's it. Now, Ghana should be going into a room with China. Also, the Nigerians should be there. The South Africans should be there.
West Africans.
They all should be there. And then
East Africans, North Africans.
We can go and tell them what we want them to do.
Yeah.
But if you just go in there by yourself, they'll tell you what to do.
You don't stand a chance.
So we must find a way of uniting our people so that we can, whatever we do,
we do it as one.
We do it as one. We do it with a force that an irresistible force that
like the way the European Union was doing.
Exactly.
Before British went out, but they are still big.
They're a force. When Europe decides to do something, who can
they
stop
go
them?
everywhere and negotiate everything on their own interest.
Their own terms.
Yeah.
They can only come to your. They can even come to your country and tell you what shape of banana that they want.
And how sweet your pineapple
if your pineapples
should be.
are too sweet, they say, "Oh, we don't want that type of pineapple.
Yeah.
You grow another type."
Yeah.
Because you need access to their market, so you have to do what they say. But if you're united, you're big, and Europe comes to you and say, "Oh, if you don't like my pineapple, go somewhere else." And you grow what you want for your people or for other markets who want to buy your thing, but you don't allow them to dictate to you.
But allow them to dictate.
So that is what happens all the time.
So let's go back to the foundation that you have here.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do, and what help are you trying to give it to the youth?
The main purpose of the MMG Foundation is to build a Marcus Garvey Center here in Ghana. Okay. We want to build a Marcus Garvey Memorial Center here in Ghana to perpetuate and to represent the teachings of the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. The center, as we see it, we envisage it to be a world-class technical center, because Marcus Garvey is always teaching us that we should major in science and technology. He teaches us that it is the people who master science and technology. These are the people who end up ruling the world. This is what he prophesied over 100 years ago. And we can see it right in front of us. The people who come here and tell you what to do, it's the people who are comfortable within themselves. They've got satellites up there looking at you.
True. That's true.
If you don't do what they tell you to do,
then they just
they pinpoint you. We need to develop technology that will counter all of that, or is equivalent to that, or better than that. We know we can do better anyway, right? So this is what we need to do. So the center is about encouraging African excellence in science and technology, and in all areas of human endeavor, really. Currently, we're starting with providing, not necessarily the ones who have been through the education system complete. We have a lot of young people around us who perhaps didn't get the opportunity to finish their schooling, but still there's lots of creativity and skill they have within themselves. So what we're trying to do is help them to bring that out, help them to give them skills so that they can create some kind of, similar to what Marcus Garvey tried to do over 100 years ago. We're not doing anything new, really. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just continuing the works of Marcus Garvey. So we are trying to put together courses, vocational courses, training in electronics, electrical engineering. We want to measure on solar
panel,
solar
Solar system. Yes.
Because here in Africa, look,
there's a lot of sun.
We're blessed.
We're blessed.
We are blessed.
Not only sun, but there's wind. Look, the wind is blowing off the sea. We should be utilizing all of these things. The power. We shouldn't be having light off and doom so and all these things. So we're trying to encourage the use of solar energy. Of course, that leads on to more, things like motor mechanics. Because you know that battery-powered cars is the future. That is coming, and we in Africa we need to take the lead, or we have to be up there in the lead in revolutionizing our transport system. That's true. Our people are suffering too much.
Our people are suffering
too much.
Yeah.
And just to go to Accra to work, you have to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning to catch a stretcher.
That is true. If you don't go, you won't get to work before 9.
You won't get to work. Come on, we cannot continue like that.
The transport system here is ridiculous.
We can't continue like that.
We can't.
So what we're trying to do is give skills to people so that they have options, so that they can use their own intelligence to see opportunities in the market and use their intelligence, their initiatives. Because if we're waiting for government to do it, my friend,
it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
We have to encourage the local people to take the lead.
What you realize is that those candidates we are targeting are the ones who basically had finished, is it SS? SS.
Yes.
Had finished SS, but can't afford to go further.
Can't afford to go to uni or college.
Exactly. Yes, for whatever reason. Those are who we're targeting. Yes. So we know there are intelligent youths around. Yeah. All they need is a little push up. Is a little push up. And I think that's what we are here for. To give that little push. That push up.
So what do you want the audience to do for you at the moment? Or let me ask first, do you have some of the students?
We've targeted some students. We're ready to start. We just need the resources to start right now. Yes. The resources
from your community here?
Yes, we've got people from the community, from Kokrobite, we've got people from Adenta, we've got people from Medina. We've got people from Kasua. There's so many. There's so many.
There's so many. I
there's so many.
I know that. Yes.
Yes, there are so many. There are so many young people out there that selling pure water on the streets, and we know that they are capable of more than that. We know that.
Yeah.
So we have to. Someone have to do something.
When you go to Circle, where they have the Circle Mall, which is opposite the Vodafone.
Yes.
Yes.
The former Ghana Telecom.
Yeah, I know where.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you.
See the youth.
It's so sad.
Some are from SS, some are from JSS.
Yeah.
And they cannot continue. And that place creates a lot of criminals.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you
and it's not their fault.
Idle hands,
Yeah.
But the one that gets me though, I'll be honest with you, is when I go to inside Accra, and I see those girls carrying these loads. Well, to me, that I find that
That is
quite
so cruel.
insulting, because it's like a colonial thing.
It is still there.
Black people carrying
Oh, it's
things
still
on their
there.
heads for
And,
whites, and then we are continuing this thing. And these young girls, they should be in a factory somewhere putting integrated circuits together, and this is what they're doing in other countries.
and it's not like they haven't been to school. They're very clever. They go to school in the north and they come down in the south. It's basically like, as you're saying, even in Ghana, I'm not saying it in a negative way, but it's like we are enslaving some of our own people.
It's wrong.
Uncle, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying in a negative way, but it shouldn't be like
it shouldn't
this.
be. You go down to a graphic road and you see them sleeping in there.
That's it. In the evenings.
We need to that needs.
Go to Makola in the night. I was in Tudu some few weeks ago around 12 something. I dropped someone there. The person is traveling to Aflao and they have to take a night car. And they see them sleeping there. Both men, young men and women. But the ladies are most, I won't say ladies, they are girls.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
So these are the kind of things that we have to do
want to
something
do
to
something.
try and alleviate.
Yeah.
Give opportunities where people can
Yeah.
have alternatives to do something else.
Yeah. So what we anticipate on doing, or what we're planning on doing, is we train the students for at least a year, minimum of a year. After the training is completed, we give them a toolkit.
Okay.
A toolkit to go and start something for themselves. Yes. So, and then we monitor their progress on how they are progressing, if they need any further help from us, or if they need any further help from the tutors, etc. We keep monitoring and assessing how they are doing. But it's no point in training them and putting them out there, because that is basically counterproductive without having any tool. So we want to give them a set of tools that would enable them to go out and start setting up their own business and start doing something for themselves. Because again, what Marcus Garvey says, you have to be self-sufficient. You have to build things. You have to do things for yourself. Do not wait for somebody else to do things for you. You have to start with yourself. So we need to get these youths off the streets. We need to decriminalize them. We need to get them equipped with, the appropriate training skills, the appropriate, vocational skill to go out there and start their own business, to start their own, self-reliance.
Do you think the government don't see what is happening on the street? Do you think so?
Well, they must see. I mean,
they do see.
They have to see, because
if they themselves don't go out there, their wives go there, their kids go there. They go for shopping. That's the only place that people go for shopping. Yeah. And they pass there. They do see. Why are they not doing anything about it? We don't want to be in a political stand-up. But
I don't want. No, I don't want.
We don't want to be in a political. But that is the fact.
Yeah,
They could do more than that.
If you start going to the political arena, then that takes on a different.
take
on a different level. So we'll leave it at that.
All we can do
that we
is
need to
do
help.
what we can.
What we can do. Yeah.
And then hopefully the rest will.
So guys outside there, that's all what we're talking about. I mean, we need to help the youth of Africa, not only Ghana, youth of Africa. But at the moment, we start from somewhere.
Yes.
We are in Ghana. So that's what the Marcus Garvey Foundation is
all about.
So you guys, lovers of Marcus Garvey, come out there, come and help. I mean, every little helps.
Yes.
It's 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, a Jew.
Well, we are saying to train one person, it will cost about 2,000 Ghana cedis?
2,000 Ghana cedis.
$2,000 $2,000
$2,000, yeah.
to train and give them the kit that they want. It's about $2,000. Okay, so if someone can come and sponsor a child, that after that training, that child would be equipped with the utensils, the equipment, etc. they need to go out and set up themselves in their own business. Sponsor one child. If you can sponsor two, that would be great. But just aim at sponsoring one child. Yes.
Sponsor one child. But the thing is, if someone say, okay, I want to help, but I don't have the 2,000 in bulk, what should I do?
Yeah, they can send it in installments too. Marcus Garvey Foundation. We've got the website in place, and they can send their money through mobile money. They can send it through the website. We've got PayPal, I think, in place now, so they can send it through there. But also, if you don't have the finance, if you have the equipment, to do installation of solar systems and maintenance of solar system, to do electronics, to do electrics. If you have those equipments available, please, we would like them. Yeah, I know there are organizations or companies who have got probably dated equipments that they are not using, are not likely to use. We need them. Yes. So send them to us, and we will utilize those equipment.
Any equipment that you have it in your garage, you have it in your killer. If I say killer, it's in the German say if the underground, they call it killer.
Cellar.
Yeah, cellar.
Cellar.
Yeah, the English say cellar. In German, they say killer.
Killer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That means that is the underground. Like the underground that you have you put through. So if you have anything there that you are not using it, here it's usable.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely usable.
You know?
So we have, as Madam says, we have a website at www. The MMGF.org. We also have, you can also contact us on info@themmgf.org. There's also a mobile money number that we can let you have.
So all is going to come on the screen. You're going to get all, put it on the screen, grab it, anything that you want to send, whether it's equipment, it's financially.
My Friends of Garvey, go on our website. There is a Friends of Garvey page there. Register to be Friends of Garvey. It's free of charge right now to be Friend of Garvey, and you'll get our newsletters and what is happening with the foundation. So but your help is so important right now. We need to take the youths off the streets. We need to take the youths off the streets.
They are the future of Africa.
They are the future.
Yeah.
They are our future president. They are our future leaders. But right now, if they stay on the street, where our future leaders is going to be? What would be their mental thinking? But, yes, we need to develop some positive thinking.
Of course, there's also a demographic time bomb that's coming, isn't it? Because they're saying that within 20, 30, 50 years even, Africa will have the largest population in the world and the youngest population in the world. So we have to think, what are these young people
going to do?
What are they going to do?
Are we still going to wait for white man to come?
What are these young people going to do?
Well, if that's the case, we'll be waiting forever. Because don't forget, they took us away.
That's it.
So they did not take us away with the intention to bring us back. So we are coming back on our own steam. We are coming back from where they took us. Our ancestors are bringing us back. We say Africa is calling, yes, but our ancestors, you see the sea, this sea, every time I look at it or every time I go near it, I say this sea is angry. It's an angry sea. Our ancestors' bodies are in this sea, and they have not been 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 healed. They have not gone to where they're supposed to go. They have not transcended. They have not made the transition. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah? They have not made the transition. So we need to come home and make our ancestors feel at home, feel and transitioned.
I think so. I think there's some ceremonies that, you know, when people pass, you go through certain ceremonies to send them off properly. I don't think that has been done.
It's not been done.
No. Not for our people who we have lost on the sea. And as a result, there's still there's a cloud hanging over us.
That is true.
I don't know if certain people, I don't know if you can feel it, but maybe it is that cloud could be stifling our development. I mean, I don't want to go there on that level, but I'm just saying that, you know, there's things that we're supposed to do
that hasn't been done.
And part of my mind is thinking, well, you know, there are certain things that we need to do in order to heal and cleanse ourselves.
Yeah. Do you think the people think about it or they thought about it?
No.
They don't.
No.
Unless you tell them.
Yeah.
Unless we share what you feel.
Yeah, they don't. You see?
No, we have been through it, so it's closer to us in a lot of ways, because it's like when we go to the castles or the dungeons in Cape Coast, the way we feel at times. I mean, when I first went there, I mean, I was
the Cape Coast dungeon.
Yes, it was very difficult. Now, I don't know if someone who hasn't been through our experience, if they go there, maybe it's just another building. They don't feel how possibly.
Because before you feel it, you need to meditate about it. You need to think, imagine.
You need to have understood.
But you see, and also the thing is, we are survivors of that.
Yeah, that's true.
We are survivors of that. My grandparents, my great-grandparents are survivors of that.
So you are.
That is where the emotions come in. That shit, they survived all of this to make it possible for me to come back home. So how can I sit and waste that time? I can't.
No. And you don't want it to happen again.
No.
This is it.
It's heavy. It's a heavy burden.
It is.
It is a heavy burden.
It is.
But you have to do what you have to do. You understand? You just have to do what you have to do.
Do what you can.
And whatever you can.
Yeah.
Forever, or however small, at least when I'll be happy to say when I'm gone that I have done my bit.
Oh, that's true. Let me chip in at this. You know that even though people are coming back home, some people are leaving the country or the continent in economical reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I think around this time it's not necessary. But they are living.
Yeah.
And living this economical reasons, basically, mentally, it's also you are taking yourself there to be enslaved.
Really? Yes, that's true. That's
because they will tell you how many hours you have to work. You know UK, so you know.
Yes.
They will tell you how much money you have to be paid.
Yeah.
How much tax you have to. They will take it from your money before it comes to your hand. So it is in there. At the end of the day, the money that you have, you pay your bills. That's it.
That's
it. That's all you can do.
You're waiting for the next one.
That's all you can do.
You see, I am just explaining this to let you know that the moment you enter that place, you cannot come back. Just like the way our ancestors were fighting to come back. It's the same thing. One way or the other, you take yourself there, but you cannot come because you not have enough money to buy your own ticket to come back.
You've been to the gate of no return.
That's it.
But the interesting thing is, many years ago, I went to a concert by Fela, the great Fela, Nigerian.
Yeah.
and Fela Kuti. And he came out, Fela, he came out and he looked at the audience and he said, no wonder they abolish slavery. Because they don't have to come to collect us anymore. We are coming voluntarily.
That's it.
Because he came and he saw so many black people. It was in Brixton Academy. He saw so many black people. He said, hey, you people, you are coming into slavery. They don't have to come for you anymore.
This is what I'm trying to say. We are going.
Yeah.
I did it 30 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the mentality is the grass is always green on the other side.
This is what I was trying
So
to
as much
say.
as you say to anybody, say, look, try and develop yourself here in Africa and try and develop your community here in Africa. Don't go there because this is, that is the wrong decision. You can't tell anybody.
No.
They have to go and experience it themselves and then come back.
But
you see.
I always ask this question close to the conversation. Is it worth it for the youth of Africa going through the back door? If you want to travel and go, try to go at the right way. But going through the back door, going through Mediterranean Sea, is it worth it?
It's not.
It's not.
So what advice
you're risking your life.
Do you have for this youth that
You
going?
say,
Uncle, first.
No, I think they should. If you can, let's be blunt.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get a visa to go there legally.
Anyway,
because you know that they're operating a business.
Yeah.
You go and you apply for visa, whatever. They take your money and they don't give you anything, and you don't.
Oh yes,
you won't get a refund. So it's a business for them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a business. So this is what forces people to try and go
behind
the back door. But that is a very, very dangerous, very dangerous.
It is too dangerous
because there are people there who are preying on you. They're waiting. They're like hyenas. They're waiting to devour you, and you become, when you're in their hands, you're very vulnerable.
Your mom, your
you're
dad,
powerless.
your siblings, your community are waiting for you. They think you are coming back, but probably you are already. Look at recently, almost about 300 people.
Yeah.
So I think there must be another way of people making themselves comfortable here. I mean, there are so many church groups, there's so many groupings. Surely these groups can come together and provide facilities for the young people so that the young people can develop within their own environment. Because once you leave your environment and go there, you're like a fish out of water.
That's it.
Totally.
You're like a fish out of water. So although, on a level, it's good to travel because when you travel, it broadens your mind. It helps you to see more things. But if you can't do it the legal way, if you have to risk your life to do it, then you have to question whether
is it worth it?
Is it worth it? You really have to ask yourself that question.
So Auntie, I'm coming to you now. There's also a young ladies, African queens. As we said, we are kings and queens. Our African queens that also travel to the Middle East and got mistreated. I think you are in Ghana, so you saw what happened 2018, 2019, 2020, even during the COVID time, and what happened to the black people in China, and what is happening now to black people in Ukraine. They don't even want them to. Some are refusing them in their border. It's a wartime. Everyone can take any car, any train, any plane at all, but they're refusing them. What advice will you have for this, our black, beautiful queens that go to Middle East and got mistreated and thrown out? Some of them cut their hands.
I think young people are not given the opportunity to survive. There's no opportunities here for them. This is where the government and the communities, the churches, the churches, they need to take control of this situation. Basically, even if these young people don't want to be members of your church, provide facilities so they can basically be trained to do something. Give them some hope. Give them some hope that after training, I can do this, I can do that. There's 33, 35 million people living in Ghana, and you're telling me set up a business, they can't survive here? Huh? So give them the skills. Give them the training for them to survive. Give them the opportunity. They are not given the opportunity right now. All those who have left school and their parents are not able to send them to further education, to tertiary education, and to polytech or whatever the case may be. They are out there selling backwaters or doing something stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's no opportunity for them. Yes. So we need to start thinking, how do we develop this? Look at Cuba. Look at Cuba. 98%, 99% of Cubans are at tertiary level.
That's true.
Cuba is a small country.
That's true.
How
they
did
can make it? Why can't we make it?
Why? Why?
We have more
And
facilities
they've been America's embargoed them and sanctioned them for how many years? How many decades? And they still manage.
We have more facilities than them.
The doctors in Cuba visit their patients. They don't sit and wait for the patients to visit them.
Look at that.
I'm telling you.
They go to their houses.
They go to their houses.
I say, oh, Mr. Kwame, I've not seen you for 2 months. How are you? They go
to the house of their patients. Doctors are allocated how many patients, and they go to visit their patients in Cuba. They don't wait for them to be sick to come and visit, visit the doctors. Now, Cuba is a very small country, small island. Why isn't Africa doing this?
That's it. The question is
why isn't Africa doing this? Why isn't Africa? Kwame Nkrumah started in saying that the illiteracy of Ghana needs to stop. Everybody should be in education. Everybody should be in education, right? And should have access to education. He started it. What has happened? What the hell has happened? Huh? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. What the hell has happened? Cuba is still doing it.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, Jamaica's literacy rate is very low in comparison. It's not as high as Cuba, but very low. So what I'm saying is that if the government takes control of those situations and ensure that the citizens are equipped with the skills they need to develop themselves, to develop their community, to develop the country, why the hell are we not doing it? Yeah. And we're saying that Africa is not poor. Africa is not poor, so where the hell is the money? These are the questions we have to ask. Africa is not poor. We have all the resources. Where the hell is the resources going? Where the hell is the money going? And we have kids on the street selling backwater to survive. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. We have to take responsibility of ourselves.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. This is Diaspora Talk. We're sharing our experience, which will advise someone, encourage someone, and also help someone to come back home. Our brothers and sisters in diaspora, our children which are not ready to come. There's a lot. Come home, bring your skills down home, bring your money, come and invest here. There's a manpower here.
It's needed.
It's needed.
It's needed.
There's a lot of youth that they need training. And you have the skills. Bring it.
Yes.
You won't be pulled out for policemen. You won't be pulled out with anyone. police will embrace you. Here, police embrace you. They call you, sir. Where are you going? I'm telling you.
Yes, it's true.
Police are our friends.
It's true.
They will tell, hey, you are sitting down in your car, enjoy, Police will not pull you and pull a gun and instead put your hands on your, or this, be like this. No. Let's come back home.
Yes.
Africa is calling us. Our ancestors.
Yeah.
Our ancestors is telling you to come home. So listen. Sometimes, I've always said that sometimes we pray for something to happen. And it's happening right in front of your eyes. But because it's not happening the way you expect it to happen, you don't think it's happening. And it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
This is happening.
So listen. Listen to that sixth sense.
Yeah.
It's a sixth sense that we need to activate.
And as Marcus Garvey says, Africa is for the Africans, those at home and those abroad.
That's right.
This is our home. Another Haile Selassie also said that Africa is awaiting its creators. Africa is still very much an unmade continent and it's awaiting its creators. We are the ones who create Africa, because if we allow other people to create it, they'll create it in their own image.
Yeah.
And
it will not be for Africans again.
Exactly. If they create it in their own image, it will look like something that we don't recognize.
That's it. It's true.
So we need to create our own continent. Make it be how we want it to be.
How we want to live.
How we want to live. We go to America, we go to Europe, and we see these beautiful places, and we say, these places are so nice. You go to the park, it's so nice, so relaxing, the breeze is blowing. In the summertime anyway, I wouldn't go there in the winter. In the summer. But we have summer more or less all year round. Let's create those things we admire in Dubai and all these places. We can create them here.
Create them here.
Well, Dubai was a desert. Dubai was a desert.
Look at where we live. Look at the sea.
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth. Huh?
Heaven on earth. I said Ghana or Africa is a Garden of Eden.
Of course. There's no
absolutely
doubt.
Because anything that you throw it on the floor,
anything.
But listen, let me tell Jamaicans, I'll tell you, anything you want or anything you have in Jamaica, please, it's right here.
It's true.
It's right here. The other day I had some jackfruit, the sweetest jackfruit you ever taste.
Yes.
I have some East Indian mango, trust me.
Yes.
You won't even, me turn down my pot when the East Indian mangoes come along.
We have Neesberry.
We have Aki, Guinea. We have everything you want. Star apple.
Sweet sap, sour sap.
Listen.
Custard apple.
So nobody think you're going to miss out on anything. You're not miss out on nothing. Trust me.
We have tambourine.
The uncle has to also say a bit of patois.
There's a tambourine. There's a tambourine tree right up the side. There's a tambourine tree. We have a cashew. We have a cashew tree. There's coconuts galore.
We're sitting under a mango tree. Listen, let me tell you something.
Cherry mango tree.
Africa is beautiful, right? Ghana, your ancestors want to come home, but they're not leaving you there. You understand? They are not leaving you there, so they want you to come home, and the only way they will come home is if you come. That is it.
We have an Artinique. We have an Artinique orange tree just down the south.
That's right.
You know, Artinique are the sweetest orange, right? Yeah, man, see a tree down
just right there.
Yeah.
And we have we have an apple tree that's coming down the bottom there.
Red apple.
Red apple tree. You know, the Ethiopia apple. We have a dew plum tree outside there growing.
Guava tree.
We have another dew plum, a dwarf dew plum tree over there. So what?
What do you want? What do you want?
And guess what?
What more can I say?
Guess what? I went to Tema the other day and find some saltfish. So me have some ackee in the freezer. Trust me. Marry them up nice.
Yeah.
Cook and curry.
National dish.
Cook and curry. I love that. Keep watching Kwaminat to the like, subscribe and share. Guys, as I said, come home, whether you are in Caribbean, Venezuela, wherever you are, your home is Africa.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what part of Africa you go, but your home is Africa.
That's right.
Bring your skills. Bring the money. Bring every knowledge that you have acquired in the Western land. Bring it in the Caribbean, in the South America, in Asia. Bring it back home.
Yeah.
Africa
Let us build
is calling
it.
for you.
Yes.
Let's build Africa together. No one can build Africa for us.
Yeah.
Only Africans can build Africa. Just like the way Marcus Garvey said. It's only Africans.
Home and abroad.
Home and abroad.
Yeah.
The same thing Kwame Nkrumah said. Africa is for Africans. Keep watching Kwaminat TV. I'm still the youngest boy. Since you've been here from, I mean, the last was 2003 was the time you came and settled.
Yeah.
Have you been interviewed by any of the YouTubers here or
Oh
something
yes,
like this?
oh yes. We've been interviewed by Wodemaya.
Wodemaya was here.
And excellent feedback from that interview.
Yeah, the first one was in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant. We had so many contacts from that. And we also were interviewed by Ivy Prosper. And we've also had very good feedback from that also. Yes. And you are the third one.
I'm the third
so
one.
3 times lucky. Let's hope that now people will understand that we are serious. Marcus Garvey Foundation is serious. We really need to take this forward. We really need support. We really need manufacturers. We need companies. We need, anyone who would want to promote the
Marcus Garvey.
Not even the upliftment of young people.
In Africa.
In Africa.
In Ghana most.
Yes, we are here in Ghana, so Ghana is relevant right now. But we need to start taking this seriously, because if we don't, then our future leaders, I don't know where we're going to get them from. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So Wodemaya, bless you up. You're big up everything that you're doing. Ivy Prosper, big up everything that you're doing. And Kwaminat, big up everything that you're doing too.
Mom.
Yeah, you are all promoting Africa, and it's excellent, So we just want you, basically, all 3 of you, to go out there and start promoting Marcus Garvey Foundation and tell everybody, say, look, we want to help.
We already started.
Okay.
As Wodemaya started, and
Ivy Prosper
also, and I'm the third one.
That's right.
Within from 2019 to
yes.
now. So basically, we are behind you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think Wodemaya being one of the biggest YouTuber in Africa, and I will even say probably in the world.
In the world. Wow.
Yeah. He is listening now.
He has always supported us. So
every Prosper as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we are all going to be behind
thank you.
Marcus Garvey's foundation. We are going to be behind. We are going to start. I will be coming here latest by December again to follow up.
Okay.
And within that,
we're aiming to start. We're aiming to start our first training in June.
In June.
Our first training would be the basic electric training. We're aiming to start in June, and the electronics and CCTV installation and maintenance will start in September. So, and the solar system, we really want to start that in September. Solar installation and building. Yes, we need to start that in September. So we need as much support.
We need much support. At the same time, we need experience. People who are also in this field, which they can even teach the kids.
Yes.
We need you. If you are over there, and if you come in for holidays, and if you even can come around and teach for 1 week, 2 weeks, like a voluntary, it is very, very important.
Excellent.
Every resource that we can lay our hands on, come.
The time is now.
The time is now.
The time is now for us to start thinking of Africa, of start looking at inwards as to how we can build Africa. The time is now. So please, let us do it. Let us all do it. This is our time. Amen.
So let us do it. So shout out to Wadamaya, shout out to Every Prosper,
And shout out
and
to
shout out to myself.
That's right.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV. I'm still the youngest on board.
Big up.
Thank you.
Big up.
Big up.